Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जयो श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Let us take the blessings from the Shri Shri Radha Govinda, Shri Shri Gaurnitai and Srila Prabhupada. Shri Shri Radha Govinda ki jai, Shri Shri Gaurnitai ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. What we did in the last class, this is the review of chapter lesson number 6, the first part of 10th chapter, which has 11 text, 1 to 11. Importance of knowledge of Krishna's Vibhuti Yoga with reference to Bhagavad Gita, that 10.1 to 7. What is the need for learning the opulence of the Lord, and how to develop these qualities mentioned in 4 to 5 by the practice of Bhakti. When we practice Krishna Bhakti, all the good qualities will develop in us. And from the Shastra, we have seen the examples of devotees who have developed these qualities by practice of Bhakti. This was a group activity that we did. Then present points relevant for personal application from Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita, that is 10.8 to 11. This was the last class, what we studied. Today we are continuing to Unit 2. This comprises text number 12 to 42. So reviewing Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita, what we studied in these 4 texts, that is 8, 9, 10 and 11 of chapter number 10. In the beginning, Krishna says that he is the source of everything, that is understanding Krishna. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate. He is the origin and everything is coming from him. And iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita. One who worships me, one who understands me like this will start doing the devotional service to Krishna. So this is the understanding of the Lord, or it is the understanding for what reason we should do the devotional service. What is the position of Krishna? That is called Sambandha. And then we have studied the next text, that is symptoms of a pure devotee of Krishna. So anybody, a person, when he has started devotional service, so what are the symptoms that he has? That is, he's always thinking of Krishna, he's always discussing about Krishna, Machitta Madgata Prana. He's always completely absorbed in the thought of Krishna. Bodhayanta Parasparam, they discuss about Krishna each other. Then Katayantascha Mam Nityam Tushyanti Cha Ramanti Cha. They will take all pleasure in discussing about Krishna himself. They will not be interested in the materialistic speech, or they will not waste their time in other manner. Then in the next text, that is text number 10, Krishna is the one who is giving the intelligence for a person to understand who is Krishna and how to approach him through devotional service. That is Tesham Nit Satata Yuktanam Bhajatam Priti Purvakam. Whoever worships Krishna with Priti Purvaka, with love and affection, then Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam. I will give them the intelligence. Then Yenamam Upayantite. They will come to me. Then finally, Krishna is telling how a devotee can come to him. That is Tesham Evanukampartham. That is by Krishna's Anukampa, by the mercy of the Lord, Aham Ajnanajam Tamaha. He will destroy all the ignorance which is present in our heart, and Nashayami Atma Bhavasto Jnana Deepena Bhasvataha. In this way, Krishna has given the mercy to the devotee and he destroys all the ignorance. Now, after hearing this Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita or these 4 texts, Arjuna will give his reply. So, to overview of this 10th chapter is, first 7 text is talking about Krishna is the origin of everything. Then 8 to 11 is the Chatushloki Gita. Now, Arjuna's response to Krishna's explanation for Chatushloki Gita, and also he has some request to make to Krishna. And then finally, Krishna is describing all his opulences in the text number 19 to text number 42. After hearing the Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is giving his reply to Krishna. Whatever Arjuna heard, Arjuna understood after Bhagavad Gita, everyone should come to the same conclusion. If it is not so, then our reading of Bhagavad Gita is incomplete. So we have to again study this Bhagavad Gita once more. So that is the proper understanding of Bhagavad Gita. Now, what Arjuna asked from Krishna is what Arjuna is replying to Krishna. This is the first time Arjuna is not asking some questions from Krishna. Rather, he is giving some feedback. He is telling something to Krishna, whatever he feels. That is Param Brahma Parandhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashwatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhum. The translation says like this: You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the ultimate abode, the purest, the absolute truth. You are the eternal, transcendental, original person, the unborn, the greatest. So this is what Arjuna understood after hearing Bhagavad Gita from Lord Shri Krishna himself. Now, what Arjuna is telling here, whatever Krishna has spoken till now, based on that only, Arjuna is replying to Krishna. Krishna told, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo, Matta Sarvam Pravartate. Now Arjuna is telling, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Param Brahma, Parandhama. Now the word Param Brahma, Brahma means the living entity, and Parabrahma is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or the Supreme Living Entity, that is Krishna. All the other living entities are considered as Brahman, and Krishna is considered as Parabrahman. So Krishna is the Supreme Person, Parabrahma. Parandhama, he is the final destination for everyone. Parandhama. Pavitram, you are the purest. You are the ultimate abode, you are the purest. And Parandhama, Pavitram. Paramam Bhavan. Purusham Shashwatam Divyam. You are the absolute truth and you are eternal, transcendental, original person, the unborn and the greatest. This is the reply from Arjuna. Now, Param means supreme, who is different from the individual soul. The individual soul is called as the Brahma, or the living entity. All other living entities, they can be called as Brahman. Brahma means the living entity, where in general terms we say Brahma means the creator, the first creator of the material world. He is called as Brahma. And every jiva, whoever present in this material world, he is qualitatively, he can also reach the position of Brahma. That means he has that eligibility to become Brahma. That means if he is qualified, he can take the position of Brahma or Indra or any Devata. If somebody does some pious activity, he can go to the heaven, or he can go to up to the Brahma Loka. One can elevate himself by coming to the Sattva Guna, or by transcending the Sattva Guna. One can reach that position. But nobody can become Parabrahma. The Parabrahma position is unique for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Nobody can become God, but somebody can elevate himself in his consciousness, and he can come up to the point of this Brahma. So that is the difference, Brahma and Parabrahma. So Arjuna is calling Krishna as Parabrahma, not as Brahma. So Parabrahma will never become Brahma, or Brahma cannot become Parabrahma. They are always separate. They all are separate living entities. Even after liberation, the Jivatma, the soul, will not merge into the Lord. It will remain always separately. And the soul is always in the original position, in the Swarupa. He is always a servant of the Lord. And there is a loving reciprocation between the soul and the super soul, or the soul and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Anybody would like to read this can raise their hand. Sureshwar Priya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Param Brahma. Here it is clear that the Supreme is different from the individual soul. Purport 10.12. Every living being is Brahman, but the Supreme living being, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the Supreme Brahman. Introduction, pages 5 to 6. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Jayanti Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Param Brahma, not because Krishna is Arjuna's intimate friend, flattering him. Arjuna's acceptance of Krishna as the Supreme Pure complies with injections of Vedic literature. This is also confirmed by great personalities, of whom Narada is the chief. Purport 10.12.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. So here, Arjuna is clarifying one more thing. Krishna, it is not only me who is telling that you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is all other great sages who are authorized to give the commentary. They have told that Asito Devalo Vyasa. All these people have also told that you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is Arjuna is clarifying, because Arjuna and Krishna, both are friends. So friends can speak with each other. One friend can glorify another friend, but it may not be taken very seriously. So Arjuna is clarifying here. Don't think that because I am a friend of Krishna, that's why I am speaking this. I am calling my own friend as Parabrahma and keeping in a high position. No, it is not so. Actually, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is accepted by the great personalities like the Asita, Devala, Vyasa, all these great personalities. They have also considered Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sarita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
If we want to understand Bhagavad Gita, we should accept the statements in these two verses. This is called Parampara system, acceptance of the disciplic succession. Unless one is in disciplic succession, he cannot understand Bhagavad Gita. It is not possible by so-called academic education. Purport 10.12. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. So Krishna is clarifying about the Parampara system here. Unless somebody comes in the disciplic succession and one he is taken, one who has accepted a spiritual master, he only can understand what is Krishna. Otherwise, it is not possible to understand who is Krishna and what is devotional service, and realize the relation between the soul and the super soul, or the individual living entity and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is not possible. It is said so-called academic education. Academic education does not explain all these things. And even if we get academically, if we are studying Bhagavad Gita on our own, we will not be able to understand this. We will not be able to come to this realization that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is only possible in the association of devotees. Now Arjuna is continuing further. Radha Vallabhi Mataji.
Sarvam Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes,
Sarvam iti ramate mane yanmam vadasi Keshava. I totally accept as truth all that you have told me. Bhagavad Gita 10.14.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So here Arjuna is telling that after hearing all the Bhagavad Gita, he is accepting whatever Krishna has told him. He is accepting it. He is not disobeying Krishna. Now, if we hear the instructions from a spiritual master, after accepting him as my spiritual master and taking the instructions from him, and if we don't follow it, then it is of no use. There is no meaning for accepting a spiritual master. So if we accept a person as our spiritual master, then one should be ready to obey his instructions. That is called discipline. The discipline, if there is no discipline, there is no, you cannot call oneself as a disciple. So it is very important to follow the instructions of spiritual master. So Arjuna has accepted Krishna as his spiritual master, and Krishna has given him all the teachings, whatever requirement, whatever Arjuna has asked the questions. For all the questions, Krishna has answered. And finally, he has told that devotional service to Krishna is the ultimate goal of life, and going back to Godhead is the only goal to become happy in this in our life. That means you cannot become happy in the material world. We have to go back to Godhead. Then only we can become happy. So these all conclusions, whatever Krishna has given, now Arjuna, he has taken it seriously. He's not just listening, but he's following whatever Krishna is talking, and he's also giving him the feedback. So what Arjuna is telling, I am accepting whatever you have told as the truth, and whatever you have told, I will accept it and I follow it as you told. So this is the conclusion everyone should get after reading Bhagavad Gita. Deepti Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
What is that Arjuna's position? You'll find in this chapter, which are now just beginning. He'll say, Sarvam etadritam manye yad vadasi Keshava. My dear Krishna, whatever you are speaking, I accept. So that should be the process of understanding Krishna. Bhagavad Gita. Sri Prabhupada. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Madhuri Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Not that I don't like this, so I will reject this portion. I like this portion, therefore I accept it. This sort of studying Bhagavad Gita is useless, nonsense. Whatever you have said, I accept it. Bhagavad Gita 10.1, New York, December 30, 1966. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare
Jai.
Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So here, Srila Prabhupada is clarifying that one should accept the Shastra completely. It is not that I accept some portion of it and remaining I will reject it because it is not so easy for me to follow. No, one should accept it completely. Just like when a person goes to doctor, the doctor gives some medicine, and whatever medicine is given, the patient should accept it. That's called surrender. Unless he is surrendered, he cannot get cured from the disease. I will accept some medicine which is very sweet and some of the medicine which is very bitter that I'll not eat. Then the disease will not cure. some certain practices which are very difficult, that I will not do, and I will only choose those which are good, which are very easy to practice. Such things I'll practice, and the remaining thing, whatever is their instructions, that I will not follow because it is very difficult. I'm not ready to take that much of trouble for my spiritual advancement. Then we'll remain wherever we are. We cannot advance in the spiritual life. So we should accept the instructions of spiritual master, the guru, sadhu, and shastra completely without any reservation. Complete surrender is needed to go back to Godhead if somebody is very serious in their practice. In the beginning, it may be difficult to follow all the instructions, but as gradually we should practice, because when we practice Krishna consciousness, when we become more and more serious, then Krishna will give us more strength. As much as we have surrendered to Krishna, that much blessings Krishna will give to us by the mercy of the spiritual master and by the mercy of Krishna, Lord Shri Krishna. One can practice Krishna consciousness and one can advance in the path of spiritual life. So that is needed. One should not say that I'll accept only what I like. It is called Ardha Kukkuti Nyaya. That means the hen which gives the golden egg. So I like the golden egg, but I don't like to feed the hen. So I'll cut its neck. Then you will not get the egg also. So the golden egg, it will not give. Similarly, we need the benefit of spirituality. If we practice spiritual life, there are so many benefits. Material benefits are also there, and spiritual benefits are there. We need all these benefits, but I am not ready to give the commitment. I'm not ready to take the austerity. Then the spirituality becomes a dream for us. It will not come true. And as a person continues to be in that position for a long period of time, then he will understand, or he will think that all these things are impossible for me. I cannot do this. It's very difficult. Then he may not have so much of interest in practice, or he may completely give up his practice of Krishna consciousness. So one should accept it completely. But Srila Prabhupada has made it so easy so that everyone can follow. He has told, chant 16 rounds, follow 4 regulative principles, and read my books. And be in the association of devotees. This is the easiest process among all the spiritual practices that we can see. Otherwise, in other sampradaya or other practices, there are so many rules and regulations, so many austerities that is recommended for the devotees for purification. But the Kali Yuga people are not so intelligent, and they don't have enough strength for practicing the austerity. Srila Prabhupada has made it as much easy as possible. Just chant 16 rounds attentively every day without fail, and read Prabhupada's books and follow 4 regulative principles. This can make you happy. This can take you back to Godhead. So how much seriously we take this instruction, that much advancement we can make. And as we make more and more advancement, the following of instructions becomes more and more easy, and it becomes a part of our life. So we don't give up those practices at any time of our life. So it is very important to take the instructions completely, not half instruction. Whatever I like, I take, otherwise I will not take. That should not happen. Anybody else want to read? Yeah, Shri Priya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Now Arjuna is convinced that his friend Krishna is a supreme Godhead, but he wants to know the general process by which the all-pervading Lord can be understood by the common man.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare.
Now, at this point, we should conclude that Arjuna heard Bhagavad Gita and he has got convinced. Further questions, whatever Arjuna is asking from Krishna, it is not for his conclusion or not for his confirmation, or it is not for clearing his doubt. It is all for the other people. For the sake of other people, Arjuna is asking the next coming questions. So at this point, when Krishna gave the Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita, all the doubts which were there in the mind of Arjuna, it was all completely gone, because Krishna has told, Arjuna has told, I have accepted Sarvametad Ritam Manye, Yanmam Vadasi Keshava. Arjuna, whatever, Krishna, whatever you have told me, I have accepted it completely, 100%. I don't have any doubts anymore. So Arjuna is ready to fight now. Now, next coming, whatever questions are there, it is for the people who are in general, whoever has some doubts about Krishna's position. Arjuna is going to ask some questions from Krishna, so that Krishna will answer those questions, and the answers are available for entire humanity and for every person, whoever is serious in practicing Krishna consciousness. Yeah, anybody would like to read this? Madhuri Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. The superior devotee is concerned not only for his own understanding, but for the understanding of all mankind. So Arjuna, out of his mercy, because he is a Vaishnava, a devotee, is opening for the common man the understanding of all pervasiveness of the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So this is the nature of a devotee. A devotee wants to give Krishna to everyone. When we learn or when we understand that something is good for our life, and it can help many people in so many ways, so that everyone can make their life perfect, then a good-hearted person wants to distribute to everyone. He'll try to inform, or they'll try to convince other people also in that same regard. Similarly, Arjuna, he is also a great devotee of the Lord. He is a pure devotee of Lord. He also wants everyone to know about Krishna, and everyone to follow the instructions of Krishna and take benefit from his instructions and go back to Godhead. So that is the reason why Arjuna is asking these questions from Krishna and bringing out all those answers, whatever Arjuna is asking, those questions. So this is a symptom of a Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada, he was very comfortable in Vrindavan. He could practice his devotional service, he could chant his rounds peacefully, and he could have gone back to Godhead. There was no difficult for him. But he went to America with so much of difficulty. With 2 times he had a heart attack, and in America there was no shelter for him. He has to take so much of trouble. It is all because of the mercy that he showed for the other living entities, other people who are in the material world, who are living like animals, or living like uncivilized people. So he wants to inform, or he wants to give them the love of Godhead, or the ultimate goal of life, the real perfection of life, how to achieve it. Arjuna wanted to teach them. So that's the reason why Arjuna is asking these questions out of his mercy towards the other living entities. He's asking the questions from Arjuna, or from Sri Krishna, and he is making others also understand Krishna as he is. So this is the mercy that Arjuna is showing on everyone. So this is also the benefit of reading Bhagavad Gita. If we read Bhagavad Gita from the proper authorized person, from the right source, then one will definitely understand what Krishna is and what is his position in this material world, and how to do devotional service to Krishna. Anybody would like to read this? Shri Haripriya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandvat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
The common man who has no love for Krishna cannot always think of Krishna. Therefore, he has to think materially, because materialists cannot understand Krishna spiritually. They are advised to concentrate the mind on physical things and try to see how Krishna is manifested by physical representations. 10.14 purport. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. So understanding Krishna is the doorway to going back to Godhead, going back to Krishna. Now, understanding Krishna is not so easy because his Janma Karma Chame Divyam, his birth and his activities are transcendental. Our material eyes cannot see him. Then what is the solution? Krishna, out of mercy, will appear in front of us in the form in which we can see him. It's like the Archa Vigraha or the worshipable deity. It has taken a form that which we can see through our eyes, so that we can understand what Krishna is. Similarly, Krishna is going to give so many examples here. Through these examples, we can understand what Krishna's opulence is, what is the position of Lord Shri Krishna. So all these things we can understand by learning this material world. This material world also can help us in understanding Krishna, because this world is being run by the Lord himself. Each and every activity that is happening, it is because of the Lord's intervention. If there is no control by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, or through his agency, through the demigods, then this world cannot run. So what we can understand here, whatever things are happening in this world, if we are intelligent enough, if we are seeing them through the Shastra Chakshu, that is through the eyes of the Shastra, all the literatures, if we are reading them or if we are understanding through them, then we will come to know about the presence of the Lord everywhere. So this is why Arjuna is giving us this opportunity to learn about Krishna in the way which we can understand. For small children, when we teach them the alphabets, we start with very simple alphabets, very small alphabets. In the slate, we write them and we hold their hand and then we write. Similarly, here, Arjuna is asking Krishna certain questions which can be understood by each and every person, so that he will be able to realize what is Krishna's position and he can take benefit from that, and the person will regain his transcendental position. So this physical representation is very important here. That is called Vibhuti Vistara Yoga. Sarita Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Vibhuti Vistara Yoga. Bhuya Kathaya Triptir Hi Sanvato Nasti Me Mritam. I am never satiated in hearing about you. For the more I hear, the more I want to taste the nectar of your words. Bhagavad Gita 10.18. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Mataji. So here the pastimes of the Lord, the story of Lord is very, very sweet. But we don't consider it as sweet because we have the jaundice. A person who is having jaundice, he cannot taste the sweet as sweet. It tastes for him as bitter, because it is the problem with himself. Similarly, the pastimes of the Lord, the activities, whatever he has performed here, it is all very sweet to understand. Devotees will relish it by hearing and discussing about it. But what happens here? The Tushyanti cha Ramanti cha, which is happening for the devotees, it doesn't happen for everyone. Why? Because we have so much of anartha, we have so much of offenses that is there in our heart, which does not allow us to relish the pastimes of the Lord. That's why we engage in ourselves in so many materialistic activities, so many activities which will take us away from Krishna. But what is the reason? What is the solution for this problem? If I am not interested in Krishna's pastimes, if I am not interested to hear about him, understand about him, the hearing and understanding, or hearing and practicing Krishna consciousness itself is the solution. Whether you like it or not, you must chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra daily. You should follow 4 regulatory principles. Whether you like it or not, you have to be in the association of devotees, because that is the medicine. In the beginning, this devotional service will act as a medicine for the neophyte. But once a person advances, it will be like a sweet pastime, or it is a very relishing activity that he can have in his life. So in this way, the Arjuna is in the position of pure devotee. So he is telling, I have no satiation. I can continuously go on hearing about you. Please continue to explain about yourself. I want to hear more and more about your nectar of words. Jayanti Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Vibhuti Vistara Yoga. Now, as far as Amritam, that is nectar, is concerned, any narration or statement concerning Krishna is just like nectar. And this nectar can be perceived by practical experience. Purport 10.18.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. The Amrita means one which is having life. Mrita means dead. Amrita means one which has life. So here the holy name of the Lord, it is considered as Amrita, or it is Harinama Amrita. The Harinama, or the name of the Lord, is considered as Amrita. A person can understand this nectar. It can be perceived when he practically engages himself in the devotional service of the Lord. It is just like a bottle of honey. If we want to really want to taste that honey, you have to open the lid and you have to take it on the tongue. Then only it will give the taste. We cannot just keep on hearing the honey is very sweet. Honey is very sweet. It has so much of tasty flavor. A person cannot understand because it is perceived through the tongue. Similarly, unless a person starts devotional service, his doubts will not be cleared. If a person is practicing, if a person is not practicing Krishna consciousness, or he is not willing to practice Krishna consciousness, in whatever way we may give him so many logics and understanding, he will not be able to understand what is Krishna. Because Krishna can be understood only by devotees. Bhaktyamam abhijanat. Now, you can see there are many scientific people who start arguing that there is no God, this is all not controlled by God. Like that, they will see so many things. And they will not understand whatever we are trying to say, whatever we are telling them, until they start chanting, or until they start the devotional service, until they take the Mahaprasadam of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then only they will understand what is Krishna. So for such people, we do some Ajnat Sukriti. That means we give them prasadam. You taste this prasadam and you ask them, how is it? They tell, oh, it is very nice. It is very tasty. So when they appreciate prasadam, indirectly they are appreciating Lord Krishna. And gradually they will also come to Krishna consciousness. So in this way, they will also become devotees. So this is how a person can come to Krishna consciousness. So this is Amrita. One has to practically experience it. And once a person gets the taste of it, then he will not give up. He will continue. And he will continue it up to till he goes back to Godhead. Continuously, he will taste that nectar, the sweet nectar of Krishna's name, form, pastimes, all these things. Now, there are 82 opulences that is listed in the Bhagavad Gita, text number 21 up to text number 39. There are totally 82 opulences, where various objects or group of living entities that is given here to explain the opulence of Krishna. So he is the essence or the chief member of each group in whatever explanation that is given in this text here. So for example, I am gambling. So Krishna is telling, if you want to cheat Krishna, then Krishna will also cheat you. Dyutam chalayatam asmi. The dyuta means the gambling match, or the people will pledge some money and they play, and whoever wins that, they'll get that money. So it is a way of making some quick money, which is not recommended for devotees. So among all the cheating, this is the most dangerous, or maximum cheating, or maximum people tell lie in this gambling match. So Krishna is telling, I am that gambling match. Here, whatever Krishna is explaining, these all are separated energy or separated form of Krishna. It is not that Krishna is gambling. That is not true. Krishna comes here as different forms. It's called as avatara. That is, he comes as Rama, Narasimha, Vamana. All these things are direct expansions of Lord Krishna. And these things are only the examples. These are material examples given so that we can understand what is Krishna. Krishna is the supreme in everything. That's why these examples are given. Krishna has said in his Vibhuti Yogam that amongst all the cheating process, I am the gambling. There is cheating process. Where from this cheating process comes? It is coming from Krishna himself. Yeah, Muralidhar Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
There is cheating process in Krishna also because he is the origin of everything. Whatever there is, even cheating process, thieving process, what is condemned in this world, that is also there in Krishna, but that is without any contamination. That is difference. When he cheats, it becomes worshipable. Sri Chaitanya Charitra Charitamrita
Madhya Leela.
Madhya Bhav 22.5, New York, January 7. Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Prabhu. So here, if Krishna is cheating or Krishna is stealing the butter, that also becomes worshipable. If Krishna does anything, it will be worshipable because he is the absolute person, absolute personality. If Krishna is going to other people's house, other gopis' house, and stealing butter, we call him as the butter thief. And that butter thief becomes the name of Lord Krishna, which is worshipable. We sing Krishna as Makhanchor because he is the absolute truth. And since he is absolutely perfect, whatever activity he does, it becomes pastime and we worship him. But this is not so for the material living entity. We should not imitate it. Only Krishna can do this. Radha Vallabhi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Naste anto vistara sayami. Naste anto vistara sayami. My opulence is limitless. Bhagavad Gita 10.19. Both in the material world and in the spiritual world, his energies are distributed in every variety of manifestation. 10.12.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So now here Krishna is telling, Nastyanto Vistarasyame. There is no end. It is unlimited. Whatever opulence we can see in this world, it is all coming from Krishna himself. So in this way, Krishna is pervading everything. His energy is pervading everywhere. We have to understand it by taking certain examples. We cannot cover it completely. So that is, this much we should understand, whatever Krishna is explaining. Now in the Bhagavad Gita, you can refer text number 21 to 39. There are different opulences of Lord Krishna, which are given as an example here. So we have 21 to 25 as one group, 26 to 30 second group, 31 to 35 third group, and 36 to 39 fourth group. I'll make four groups of breakout room. You can take each one group here. First group from 21 to 25 like that. And take one word or one name of Krishna, one or two, and you can speak for half a minute, because if I take all the opulences, there are 82, then we cannot complete everything. So briefly, you can speak about a particular opulence of the Lord. Hope everyone understood the question. You should take any one opulence or two opulence and you can speak for 30 seconds. So that is the task for now. Any questions, any doubts in this regard? Okay, so I'll make 4 breakout rooms. You have 3 minutes for discussion and 30 seconds. For every devotee, there is an opportunity. You have time for discussion for the presentation. Time starts now.
ಅವನು